Hi and welcome to Talking High Performance with Belle, and today I'm talking about something that a lot of people experience but don't often talk about, quite often because they feel ashamed. And that's the feeling of being stuck. So it's that frustrating feeling when everything in your life seems perfect on paper, and to the outside world it can seem pretty good, but deep down you feel like you're unfulfilled, or you're unhappy, or you're burning out. So questions you might be asking yourself is, why isn't this working for me? Or why am I still stuck even though I should be content? Or am I grateful enough? And this episode is for those of you who are ready to break free from the rut, just as I was, and rediscover the true version of yourselves, whatever that looks like, but the version that feels aligned, energized, and allows you to feel passionate again. So I'm going to talk about how to overcome these feelings so you can unlock your own brilliance and get on a path to greater fulfillment. And the first part of feeling fulfilled is to talk about why we get stuck. So it's not unusual to feel stuck when you're living in a space of comfort. In fact, when we talk about high performance, most people come to me through coaching because they feel like they're stuck in their comfort zone. So maybe things haven't been great in a while and they've just become accustomed to that, or other times they just feel like there should be more to life and they're holding back, but they don't know how to uncover that. And yes, sure, the comfort zone can feel safe, but the danger is that it's easy to confuse safety with fulfillment. So just because we feel safe, we feel comfortable, it doesn't mean that we're fulfilled. So when you're too comfortable, high performers don't feel like they're pushing themselves to grow, and they feel like they're just surviving, and this is just how it's meant to be, when it's not. And this is something I've experienced in my career and in my own life. So when I started out in leadership in my stores, I felt like I had everything going for me. I had a great team, great relationships, and really good financial results. And that was good for a period of time, and I felt like I was fulfilled. But after a while, I started to feel disconnected. So on the outside, things looked great, but I wasn't thriving. I felt like my career path was just on a flat line, and life felt like that as well. And I felt like I was burning out because I just wasn't energized anymore from trying to meet expectations, trying to work out why I felt this way. And even after the birth of the girls, that's when I really started to realize that this was no longer my path. And I started to question that and think, well, I should be really grateful because this has been great up until now, but it wasn't fulfilling anymore. And that's when I came to realize that just surviving is not enough. And it wasn't until I made the conscious decision to reflect on my own situation that things began to shift. And so the first part that I want to talk to you about today, if you feel this way, is about reflection. That's the first step to being unstuck. So you need to ask yourself, what is not working for me right now? And then what have I been tolerating? And it's critical to acknowledge what's not serving you anymore. And the only way that you can do that is by taking a step back and reflecting, which is the step that most people miss. So we need to pause and reflect. And this gives us the clarity that we need to make different decisions. And you see this play out all the time. People feel like they're exhausted. They go on a holiday, they reflect, they've got space, and all of a sudden, things feel better when they go back. So if you don't pause to evaluate, or if you don't pause to stop where you are, you'll just keep repeating the same patterns and nothing will change. So reflection is a powerful tool to help us uncover what has been blocking us. So often we feel stuck because we're too focused on everything that's happening. And instead of taking a moment to look inward, we're always looking out. And that's what I had to do when I was in my position and realizing that I just wasn't happy anymore. I had to reflect on my own needs and what I wanted out of life and the feeling that I wanted. And I had to touch base with where I was feeling disconnected. And sometimes people don't understand that, and that's okay. They don't need to, because it's your journey and you need to be in alignment with yourself. So if you are feeling this way, a few prompts that you can use is you can ask yourself, what hasn't been working for me in the past 6 months? What hasn't been working for me in the past 2 months? And what are you tolerating that you feel is holding you back or draining your energy? Or how do you want to feel moving forward? These questions are really important to help you evaluate your current situation. So when you can answer these honestly, coming from a place of inward intuition as opposed to what everybody expects, you'll gain awareness, or the awareness that you need to make those real and intentional changes. But you can't do that unless you slow down to pause. That is the necessary step. The second part is in getting clear. So once you've taken the time to reflect, the next step is getting clear. And this means you need to be intentional about where you want to go, not just what you're doing. And the problem many people face when they feel stuck is they don't have a clear direction. And often that's because they haven't reflected. And this leaves you feeling overwhelmed, unsure, even more burnt out, less energized, and uncertain about your next steps. So for me, getting clear meant aligning my career path with my passions. I was no longer passionate about what I was doing, and the money wasn't a good enough driver anymore. In the beginning it was definitely, but towards the end it wasn't. And I wanted to help others unlock the potential the way that I felt I had done that. And this clarity shifted my focus away from my current role to one that was in line with my true values and true passions at that point. So you need to ask yourself, where do I want to go? What is it that excites me? And then you need to make sure your goals are aligned to what is true to you, not what others or society expects. So if you take away one thing from this episode, I want it to be that you're not broken, you're just stuck. And the first step is reflection. Reflect on your life, your work, your relationships, and what is draining your energy. And once you gain that clarity, you can start to set steps moving forward. But the first part is it starts with reflection. So today, take just one action and reflect on where you are and get clear on where you want to go. Until next time, live a successful, purposeful, and fully charged life. Your coach, Belle. Imagine waking up each day with the unwavering confidence that comes from living your most authentic and purposeful life. Picture yourself breaking free from the chains of doubt and uncertainty and stepping into a world where your potential knows no bounds. But let's be honest, we've all been in a place where we don't feel that way. And for you, that may be now. At some point or another, we face challenges that weigh us down. It may be that you feel like you're lacking purpose and direction. It could be that you've spent so long serving those around you that you no longer know who you are anymore or what you enjoy. Maybe you're paralyzed by indecision and you're unsure of what you should be doing or even what the best next steps are. You may even be questioning your self-worth and capabilities. You may have these big goals, but that dreaded imposter syndrome comes in and you don't feel like you measure up to others or if you're even good enough. And maybe you lack the energy to even get started. Sound familiar? If so, you're not alone. I've walked that very path. As a business owner and a mum of 4, I've juggled numerous roles, faced countless hurdles, and emerged stronger than ever. So if any of these resonate with you, you feel stuck while the world moves forward. You feel like you're losing that spark that wants to find you, and you're yearning for fulfillment in the day-to-day grind. You don't want a good life, you want one that's great. And you feel like you're isolating yourself and you're longing for a deeper connection, then it's time for a change. It's time to take the Becoming You course, a powerful opportunity to rewrite your narrative and create the future that you want, that lights you up, and in doing so, makes the lives of those around you even better. This isn't just another course, it's your ticket to unlocking the doors that have been holding you back. It's about waving goodbye to the fear of failure and having the courage to take that leap. It's about feeling the rush of motivation propelling you towards your dreams. And as someone who's evolved from owning businesses to becoming a high-performance coach, my journey was sparked by my own personal struggles, including severe postnatal depression after the birth of my twins. But amidst those challenges, I uncovered my authentic purpose: to empower others to unleash their hidden potential, to know that there's more in them, and if you put in the work, you can achieve the extraordinary and join the top 15% of individuals in the world. So imagine a life where you're not only surviving, but you're thriving. And that's what becoming you is all about. It's about discovering your purpose, conquering your fears, and waking up excited for the journey ahead. It's about building unbreakable relationships and finally taking those bold steps towards your dreams. So if this sounds like something that you want for your life, then this is your chance to become the fearless, unstoppable version of yourself that's been waiting to emerge. With step-by-step guidance, reflections to solidify your transformation, and a final challenge to propel you forward, the Becoming You course is the catalyst for your breakthrough. So are you ready to rewrite your story? Are you ready to embrace the authentic and empowered you? If you are, then enroll in the Becoming You course today, and let's embark on a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and limitless possibilities together. And I'll see you on the inside.